And British Columbia is welcoming firefighting crews from Mexico. They've arrived to help battle a series of out-of-control wildfires in the province. About 100 personnel touched down today, and another 200 are expected later in the week. They have a huge task ahead of them. There are currently 125 active fires burning in BC. 53 of them are considered out of control. One that's been raging in the Okanagan more than doubled in size over the weekend, and it's forced thousands of people from their homes. That fire has torched more than 26 square kilometers of land so far. And the CBC's Tanya Fletcher is tracking that story for us. So, Tanya, tell us more about this fire that's near Vernon and the huge impact it's had.
Yeah, this is a very visible situation in a highly populated area, of course, especially this time of year, busiest peak season for many in this area. So the Bradley Creek wildfire was first discovered Friday. By Saturday, the winds of that cold front that came in on the weekend really fanned those flames, and that's what led to its explosive fire behavior. By Saturday afternoon, there were sudden and sweeping evacuations for thousands of people. By Saturday night, many evacuation centers were overwhelmed in Vernon and West Kelowna. And by Sunday, within a 24-hour period, more than 5,000 people were out of their homes. We heard from one of those people today, an evacuee, and she's just found out that her home on the Okanagan Indian Band reserve land has been destroyed.
I was very optimistic that our house was going to make it, and to find out that it didn't, and get pictures that it didn't. It's, yeah, definitely wasn't a reality that I thought was gonna happen.
So now 2 days later, let's show you the situation in the Okanagan. We had some video from one of those evacuation centers in Vernon this morning, and you can see in here in a second, there's long lineups still. People are still waiting a long time, some of them frustrated, trying to get answers, not only for the immediate, but also long term. You know, who do they talk to? Where do they go? How do they find some answers? So that's kind of the scene today, almost 48 hours after they were forced from their homes.
And so, Tanya, we know that there's another wildfire in the interior not far from Vernon that's also caused mass evacuations.
That's right. And for anyone, especially not from the area, let's show you a map to really break down how close proximity these fires are. The one we were just talking about, Bradley Creek up here near Vernon, this one down here is about 30 kilometers is the distance. This one here in Kelowna, by the way, this little grid you can see, that's Kelowna. So that's how far we're talking about across the Okanagan, this in the middle, Okanagan Lake. So both of these fires burning on the west banks of Okanagan Lake. This one in more of a touristy resort area, lots of cabins, lots of cottages. And this alone has prompted the evacuation of 2,200 properties. That order is still in effect right now as well. So you can tell between the two, that's what's causing a lot of the complex and complicating factors. It's not just one fire. These two fires span jurisdictions, and that's what's leading to just the big impact here. The extent of the damage is still unclear. Officials have said it's too unsafe to go in yet, but we have some video from this fire here as well that was captured just today. Here it is. So this was just around the noon hour local time, and this was across Okanagan Lake on the other side, and you can see still just the huge visible situation. And this is, again, across the lake. This was 2 days after it started. That one sparked up on Saturday. And so the extent of the damage and destruction still unclear. Officials say it's not yet safe enough to go in and take a tally, but it is presumed there are structures lost. How many, what type, where, we don't know yet. But the Minister of Forests was asked about some of this today at a press conference in Abbotsford.
Many of these fires are showing extreme fire behavior. These are very dangerous fires, and in those cases, we are ultimately responsible for ensuring that we protect residents, protect communities. If you are going into an area where there is a campfire prohibition, don't light a campfire. If you were working on Okanagan Lake and you were on your boat and you were impeding our aerial equipment from getting the water they need, then you are part of the problem.
And we should mention it's not just the Okanagan. Across BC, we've seen lots of activity over the past weekend. Down in the Kootenays, for example, there's a fire in the Cranbrook area near the Alberta and U.S. border. That in and of itself has prompted hundreds of evacuations as well. So this is a problem right across BC, especially in the south where it's incredibly dry. And a very compelling quote from the BC Wildfire Service sums it up. They've said, "We're seeing fuel conditions never seen before, fire behavior, fire growth never experienced in BC up until now, and it's driven driven by those drought conditions, Liam.
Tanya, those Mexican wildfire crews are going to be very, very welcome. Okay, all right, thank you for that. Our Tanya Fletcher here in Vancouver.